Hi, my name is Lipthokaridis. I'm the technical director of a major cement and concrete manufacturer here in Saudi Arabia. I'm holding the position since 2015 of the technical director. Now I'm also dealing with marketing and the strategy of our company. I'm originally from Greece, from Athens. In the past, I've worked for a number of multinationals, cement multinationals, around the world. I have to say that Saudi was not originally something that I had at the forefront of my mind. Most of my career has been in European multinationals, and I have been traveling extensively around the world, mostly to do with Southeastern Europe, US, France. My only experience of the Middle East has been with some factories we had in Egypt, where I had to provide some technical support. And it came really out of the blue. I wasn't actively looking for it. Through a consulting job that at some point we did for a local Saudi business, I got some local contacts, and these took some time to mature, a couple of years where we had discussions, and eventually in 2015 I accepted the position here in Saudi, in my office in Khobar right now. Honestly, it has been an overwhelmingly positive experience. It's very different than what I expected. Especially in the last few years, it has truly blossomed into a truly interesting life experience, meeting people from all nationalities. This starts from my work experience, having to work with people from many different backgrounds, to my personal life, where basically, my friends are all over, including a lot of Saudis, but also a lot of Arabs from other countries, many Europeans. So generally, it's been a very varied social life. It's very much focused on family life, which is something really nice. So it's a lot of Friday barbecues, dinner with friends, but also you are so close to the sea, so there's a lot of to be said, to be somewhere where you always can see the sea, looking at the desert sometimes, having excursions there. Generally, it's something truly special. The size and the magnitude of the jobs that are taking place in Saudi Arabia, not just now, but for the last, for many years, is incomparable. You really cannot stack them up against anything else that's happening anywhere else in the world. I was able to travel extensively all over Saudi, from Jeddah to Riyadh, to the north for the wonderful NEOM project, to the south for the Aramco projects of Jazan. So I have really got a really good feel for the whole country. The diversity, the beauty of the country, and the differences as well from region to region. So I think the main draw of Saudi is precisely that. Amazing experiences, professional development on a level and on a size that you simply wouldn't be able to find anywhere else. And just doing what you know well, but at a scale that no one else is doing in the world. And that's something that you take from this experience. traveled extensively in Saudi. I've traveled more in Saudi than in my own country. And what can I say? From obviously the capital, Riyadh, where I have seen the changes in the last few years, and have been staggering, rapid changes, all for the best, making it a far more vibrant and interesting city to visit, to basically walking the Corniche in Jeddah, having fished there, seeing the development of the Grand Prix circuit, which is something else, I mean, and done in rapid time, which I really hope very soon to attend a GP there, hopefully next year. I missed it for this year. I've been to the south, Jazan and Beshk, I think, where basically the one memory I have was the hundreds of wild baboons roaming the mountains. It's bizarre. To the north, which can be pretty cold, by the way, especially if you don't pack well in January, which has, you know, a slightly different cuisine as well. You know, I still remember the more Jordanian influenced breakfast we had up there. To, of course, the Khobar, which is more home territory, and the entire eastern province from north to south, from the empty quarter. We have been scoping for locations for new factories. You know, it's huge fun going in a convoy of 10 4x4s and just basically spending days in the desert trying to find new places. Khufuf, which is, I think, is one of my favorite towns in Saudi. The architecture and the old buildings, the culture that comes there, the old fort in the middle of the city. It's something I truly cherish. The experience I had there. I've been to Alola, which I wish more people would visit. It's just a magical place. I mean, it must be one of the best tourist locations in the world. And I think, you know, the new projects in the Red Sea would truly put Saudi in the tourist map. It's the sea there and the underwater life is something else. It would surely draw a lot of tourists. So generally, I have been through many locations in Saudi, and everything is something different. Even the people can be, you know, you can see the differences in attitude between the capital city and smaller cities, the north and the south, and it's always so much interesting. But you know, all positive experiences of hospital-friendly people. We were approached by Ithra in the framework of Ithra Talks, where the whole subject of the talk was creativity in the building materials sector. And there were a lot of architects, there were I would definitely suggest people to actually look at them in YouTube. There were architects from Japan, there were people talking about the Dubai exhibition and the pavilions of different countries. And I was possibly the only one coming from the manufacturing industry, talking about opening up the day with a subject which was not as visually appealing in the sense of a new building or an architectural solution or a 3D design, but it was, I feel, very important because it was about the sustainability of our industry. The efforts we're doing for reducing the CO2. And at the end of the day, this is something that affects all of us.
Saudi Ready Mix is the largest producer of ready-mix concrete in Saudi Arabia. And therefore, it is our responsibility to think of the impact a product has in the environment. And this is what we're going to be discussing today: the environmental impact of concrete, climate change, what the industry can do to mitigate this, and concrete as a future material.
And we have to take real steps. And Saudi is one of the countries that is trying really hard to really go towards this direction. They're starting solar plants. They have announced possibly even a nuclear plant, and they are trying very hard to reduce the CO2 emissions. So the Ithra talk was mostly about cement and concrete, and what can we do to reach in 2050, which is not as far away as it sounds, zero carbon building materials, zero carbon concrete.
So first of all, what we can do as engineers and architects is design for durability and design for sustainability. We can design sophisticated mixed designs that use less cement and last longer. As architects and as designers, you can ensure sensible flow loading, or you can avoid unnecessary finishes or materials.
And there were a number of techniques we can use, some of them based on technologies that are already existing and we just have to apply them. Some are based on experimental technologies, and some of them might need, a technological jump that we haven't done yet. I was very pleased that I gave this talk in the Ithra building. It's a building that I absolutely love. I think it's by far the most interesting building in the whole Eastern region. I'm extremely proud that also my company was the one that provided the building materials, concrete, for this building. And I love it as an architectural, iconic building of the Eastern region. It's a building that's very honest. The materials that they use them in an honest, direct way. They don't cover them with other materials. You see concrete exposed, colored. It's not painted, it's not covered. You see stone. So you see a lot of natural materials coming up. And at the same time, you have this absolutely stunning design mimicking stones thrown in the middle of the desert. The whole building is so fitting with the landscape of Saudi Arabia. It's truly an absolute masterpiece of the building. But beyond that, the work that has been done inside the building is truly magnificent. The library is something else. Absolutely love it. The museum exhibits that they have, the cinema, the great hall where the talks are happening, but the workshops they're doing so many workshops of engaging the public with aspects of industry, with aspects of science. And this kind of interaction is truly something that everyone, any cultural institution should aspire to. It's truly a gem in the Eastern region. So we are working quite closely with Ithra. We're hoping that in the future we might be able to even put an exhibit of our technical and industrial processes there, or making something interactive for the general public. It was a wonderful opportunity. We had this walk around today in the museum, the historical experience of Saudi nationality and how it feels to be a Saudi. Represented in musical instruments, folk poetry, dresses, has been extremely interesting. There's a wonderful exhibition on Islamic art. The tree is a magnificent piece of art, which truly, you have to go at night to really see it lightened up. Then we went to the garden, and there are all exhibitions outside. The nice thing about Ithra is that it's not just exhibitions, it's the people that make it. If you go in the night, you will see bands playing live music in the foyer. You can see people, families walking around, using the museum, using the library, having coffee. So it's a very lively space. It's truly a space that gives back. It's not just a sterile, exhibition space. So yeah, I think it's one of the nicest, and the nice thing is there is nothing commercial about it. It's all, truly just for art and exhibits. Nothing to buy stuff. It's not a mall. It's not something like that. What we've done here, and it's actually quite a nice setup, which I have always aspired to have in many other companies that I've worked for, but it has never happened because it's difficult to do that, is to really have the central R&D, research and development laboratory of the company that covers the entire country, together with the central office. So you don't have a disconnect between the two. So what we have here is the upper floor is the head office. It's head office for 35 factories around the country. So everyone's here, HR, finance, all the management, everyone's here. But on the lower floor, fully connected, is where the action happens. So it's all the research and development, the new products. It's where mixes are constantly developed, tested, quality control. There are many interesting machinery and equipment to measure all kinds of material science properties, and anything that happens is in open view. You can actually see it from your office, and there is a constant. So you never lose the roots of what effectively is an engineering company. The nice thing about Hobart is, and I always prefer that, to live in a city where you always can see the sea. I think it gives you an openness that an inland city it's not as obvious. So I think there is nothing better than having coffee looking at the sea, or having a walk or a run in the Corniche. I think the Hobart Corniche is an absolutely lovely place. Especially for morning walks in the weekend, and it's again a lively place. I mean, it's always busy. There's always people around, and you always have this contact, this connection with the sea, which personally I think that I don't think I would be able to live anywhere where I wouldn't have that contact. Many snapshots of my life here that could count as truly unique experiences that you would tell to people back home, and truly they will see that there is something different. Going out with people that you barely know just to grab some dinner, or being invited to an iftar and sitting together with another 20-30 people sitting from the floor. That's something truly that it gave you a sense of companionship, which it's truly warm and unique. So traveling, companionship, friendship, and feeling that you are safe, that you are secure. Οπότε για να κλείσω, η εμπειρία μου στη Σαουδική Αραβία τα τελευταία 7 χρόνια ήταν και είναι μια καταπληκτική εμπειρία. Πραγματικά είναι κάτι το οποίο το προτείνω ανεπιφύλακτα για όσους ενδιαφέρονται, καθότι και επαγγελματικές εμπειρίες αλλά και προσωπικού που αποκτάς είναι κάτι το οποίο δεν θα το βρεις πουθενά άλλου. Οπότε για όλους, όποιος θέλει να έρθει, είναι πραγματικά μια ευκαιρία ζωής.